This is our second set of the night. Get anything on the first one. And even this one, we're 30 some minutes into it, I think, before this guy showed up. Started with a few howls, didn't get much response. Went through two different rabbits and nothing came. But in the middle of one of those rabbits, I hear this deep, raspy, growly type howl come from back in this, well, back in the coulee, basically where this one came from. But still didn't come to rabbit. I played for several more minutes. And I would finally bust him loose as I switched to kind of a coyote fight. And he came pretty hard at first, but you can see he's kind of checked up here every once in a while. I turned the volume on the collar way down because I didn't want him flying in and then spooking out. You like to get him come in nice and slow if possible. So I turn it way down, but when he checks up, then I'll turn it back up a little bit so he can hear it. And you can see he's gotten a little bit cautious here. I'm going to turn the collar back up a little bit again and see if I can bust him loose. It looked like he was going to start circling on me. The wind is pretty much straight in my face, so you'd have to circle quite a bit. But then he decides, no, he's going to come straight in. And right about here, he decides he better unload a little bit before he comes in for the beat down. And I decided that was close enough. 22 Creedmoor, 75 ELDM, run at about 3350 feet per second, and it just hammers. And here he is, nice big male, really nice fur on him. Just doing the hold and guess method, I would say right around 40 pounds. Here we are on the fourth set of the night, and we finally have one coming. And he's going to just disappear below the rise here. And I say finally because we've been out here 30, 35 minutes by now. And we've gone all through howls and never got any response. Probably a couple different rabbits, prey distress, nothing. There's a few deer out here just kind of here and there that we keep looking at. Uh, Also went through some pup distress and a coyote fight, and we had actually called it and said, okay, there's nothing coming, and stood up and just kind of looking around for the last time before we pack up. And Buddy says, well, what is that out there? Was that there the whole time? Because it's just a shape out there by the woods and it's not really moving. I'm like, well, I couldn't really see it. Maybe maybe put on some bull squeaks and see what it does. So we get back into position and set up, and he puts on some bull squeaks, and here it comes right at us. And this is a north-south fence line, and I'm on one side, my buddy's on the other side, and the caller's actually on his side. So I figured he was going to pop up on the other side. And you can see it takes quite a while here. I think it's almost 2 minutes before we see him again, and I actually cut some out of the middle here. But here he comes up on my side. You can just see his ears coming over. He's actually coming pretty good. Now he must have decided to quit messing around out there. Buddy actually said he was on his side of the fence and came back over to my side, and I don't really know why he would do that since the collar was on the other side, but I'm not going to argue. Here he comes. And he's going to get to a spot here where he's going to look and see if he can find the collar, and that's good enough. And the 22 Creedmoor buried that one too. And here he is, another nice big male, nice fluffy fur on him. which is really kind of a shame because they're not worth anything. So we just left it out there. Two nice big males on the night, and it was about 1:30. We decided that was good enough, and we just packed her up and headed home.